Hello everybody and welcome to StreamSquad. On today's show we're going to be talking about some interesting news topics, including the fact that Musical.ly is shutting down. Well, it's not shutting down, it's going to kind of switch to something else. And also we're going to be talking to you about a new announcement from Microsoft Stream. Later on I'm going to talk to you about some controlled access, how you can limit or really cater your audience, all that stuff and more right after this when we come back.
So again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of StreamSquad. If it's your first time tuning in, I am Angela.
I am Jimmy.
Oh, and hey, behind the camera, I am Dan.
That's Dan.
Yeah.
Dan the man. Nick's here too, but he's hiding from view. He's over there. He's waving his hands right now. It's pretty silly.
There's Nick.
He's here. It's really here for now. Right? He's traveling all week.
Every other week.
Every other week. He's going.
Always somewhere new.
Awesome. All right. So as Jimmy said before we started, we got an awesome show coming up for you guys today. As always, we're going to start with some interesting news. So check it out.
Yeah, so our first topic for you guys today, the popular app Musical.ly is shutting down. So you guys might have originally known this app as Lively, it then switched to Musical.ly. There's going to be another change coming up again. So for those of you who don't know, this is a popular app where users can sing and dance along to their favorite music. It produces a short video that they can then, use on the Musical.ly site. But they can also use it on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and anywhere they want. It's really popular with the 13 to 25-year-old age demographic. So that's where a lot of the users are that are using Musical.ly. But what is going on is a company called the Beijing By Dance technology company out of China owns both the Musical.ly app as well as a similar app called TikTok. Now the difference is Musical.ly is really big in the United States and also in Europe, whereas TikTok is primarily big in all of the different Asian companies. TikTok also has some other features. There's abilities to do comedy sketches and other performing arts rather than kind of the lip sync and dance videos that Musical.ly has become known for. So Beijing By Dance is wanting to basically expand the reach of one app. As such, they're going to be shutting down Musical.ly, and TikTok is going to be the main app from now on. So what they're doing is anyone who currently has an account on Musical.ly, all of that data is going to be automatically imported into TikTok so that you guys can get started on the TikTok app. This is going to allow them to have more reach from that one app rather than splitting, the reach to different apps around the country. And what's going to be interesting is we could see a lot of new talent springing up. I've noticed at a lot of conferences we do, such as VidCon, there are these Musical.ly stars that are there. And with TikTok, a lot of the stars from the United States and Europe are going to be introduced to Asian audiences and vice versa, where over here in the Western Hemisphere, we're going to be seeing a lot of the new Asian creators. So there's going to be a lot of new opportunities for everyone to have more of that global reach. And also with the broader array of content creation, with those comedy sketches and with the other performing arts mediums that TikTok has to offer, we can also see more people coming in that way and maybe even older audiences who might be drawn to those other arrays.
Man, Musical.ly was such a big thing that I've heard people talking about constantly over just the last year, and it's gone now. Like right now, it's not there anymore. Musical.ly is not a site. It just immediately directs you to TikTok. So things change really fast. That's pretty wild, just to think how quickly that, just gone now. But it's transition. It's not gone. But, wow. Cool stuff. Well, I'm going to tell you all about some interesting news that involves us. We are in a partnership with Microsoft Stream. Microsoft recently made an announcement about an addition to a product that they already had in their Office 365 suite of applications that's called Microsoft Stream, but now you have the ability to create what are called live events in Microsoft Stream. And we're really proud to be part of this announcement because we are one of the providers that's listed on the page. If you go to your organization and you want to set up a live stream event, you just choose Switcher Studio from the drop-down menu, and we've got a great integration where you just have to do one click. It'll automatically send all the details you need to your Switcher Studio dashboard. When you confirm the event and you just tap on the you just update your outputs in the application on your device, you can immediately go live.
Of that, right?
Yeah, I think we do have a video.
Pop that in there.
Yeah, so this is the basic process there. You're just going to go through and create a live event right there on your Microsoft Stream account. Obviously, what you have to do first is you want to set up the name of your event and the title and whatnot, and when you want to go live. If you want to do right now, just choose now. You click Publish, and from that drop-down menu, right there on the page, you've got a list of options. Switcher Studio is right there. And there's just one link you have to click on, and it'll open up your dashboard right away if you're already logged in. You just confirm those details, and that's the event that you're ready to stream to right there. So from there, you just, once you're inside of your Switcher Studio device, you launch that, update your outputs by swiping down, and Microsoft Stream, that destination is available right there. Now you're streaming to the page, but it's not live yet. So when you're ready for your organization or anybody who's viewing it to watch it, you just go ahead and click Start Stream, and then you're live. It's that simple. So we're really happy that we're able to partner with Microsoft to make that possible. It's going to be great for you to be able to, for people in your organization to upload, view, and to share videos. You can really make them secure. Another great feature is it automatically annotates your videos. So if you have text or words that you're saying in the video, people can search the text of your speech. And so it really makes videos a lot more engaging and interactive. It allows people to make better use of video because they have the ability to search them. And yeah, it's really simple. Go try it out if you have Microsoft Stream to your organization. Just go create a live event and just do a private stream and just see how it works out for you all. The instructions are right there, and it's really simple. And it's pretty cool if you ask me.
I think we have a web page as well that I can share in the comments here for people to check out if that is something you want to see.
That's right, yeah. The information, just more information about Microsoft Stream and how Switcher Studio is integrated with that, you can find that at our website at switcherstudio.com/Microsoft-Stream. That's Microsoft-Stream if you're into that nomenclature. But either way, yeah, please go there and check that out. We're really happy to be part of that announcement. They made the announcement on August 1st, I believe. So now it's publicly available for everybody to view and to start using it. So
yeah, it's pretty awesome. A lot of cool stuff there. Yeah, see a lot of cool people in the comments. And by the way, if you know some industry news that we missed or something, please let us know in the comments, and we'd be happy to maybe talk about those next week or give you our comments and thoughts on that. But I see people tuning in from all over. I see Brendan saying hello. I know he's from England, I'm pretty sure. So
what up,
cool
Brendan?
to see that. Mike's in. Tim, as always, is watching along. So yeah, a lot of good people. I see Ernesto is watching from about 5 feet away from me. Hello, Ernesto. John Stamper in here saying congrats, Team Switcher. Great news. Yeah, a lot of awesome people tuning in. So yeah, keep that conversation going. Feel free to leave those comments, and we'll be checking in on those as we go along. But I think that's it for industry news. Up next, as always, we're gonna have our live video strategy. We got a great piece, I think, that all of us are gonna have a little input on. So we'll be right back with that.
All right, so in this week's live video strategy, we're going to talk about something that's kind of the opposite of what we normally talk about, which is growing your audience and making the most people watch your video. Well, there might be some circumstances where what you'd like to do is really kind of control the access to your video or make your video available to a specific group of people. And there's a couple reasons why you might want to do that. Sometimes a video and the content of your video is only relevant to a certain audience. And so you want to make sure that that content goes to the specific group that you want. For example, this could be something like a closed board meeting. It could be something where there are small teams that are part of an organization that need to communicate internally about something that only they understand or only they're supposed to be involved with. And in other cases, Dan's going to be talking about this later, there's some people that might be paying subscribers that need exclusive access to some content that you're producing. So today we're going to talk to you about how you can provide a controlled access environment to your videos and make sure only specific people are going to be watching them and viewing the content that you're creating. So one of the first ones that I was going to talk to you about is, well, Microsoft Stream, of course, because Microsoft Stream is already narrowed down to make sure that people within your organization can view the videos that you create. And they've taken it a step further in when you're creating and setting up a video, you can set specific permissions for videos. So you can choose specific groups within an organization that need to see a video. So this would be great for training videos that you're creating, or like I said earlier, board meetings, or if you're part of a small team of people that are the only people that that video content is relevant to. It's also just helpful because, as I mentioned earlier, it can annotate those videos, so the content that's written for each of these videos that are being produced are really organized for those people. You can take it so far that you can invite very specific individual people from an organization, just organized like that, to view the content of a video. So they have some great tools right there, just kind of built into Microsoft Stream for allowing you to really control the access for the videos that you're doing. They have different roles for the content too, so it's definitely worth looking into if you already have the Office 365 suite of applications, just to see how maybe live video with Microsoft Stream might be useful to you all. So if that's something that you've already got going, it's definitely worth looking into. There's things with there's producers, there's creators, and there's all sorts of cool roles that are beyond the scope of what we're going to talk about today, but it's definitely worth checking out. Another place that we're commonly talking about where we're talking about a destination to stream is Facebook. So Facebook, this is a pretty obscure way to control the access, but I've created just a really small screen grab that maybe Dan can throw up on the screen there.
Sure can.
We actually worked with a client recently who had restrictions on their page based on age, so they needed to make sure that only specific age groups could view their content. There's actually an alcohol-related category, and it has to do with compliance ultimately when it comes down to it. Making sure that when your content goes out there, you're not putting your content into the you're not allowing people who are not supposed to be viewing the content view it. And in this case, it's age-related. In other cases, there's country restrictions that you can create, and in Facebook, you can set it up so that only specific countries can see it, or specific countries are hidden from view. So that's kind of an obscure one, but that is something that's available if you were trying to make sure that your content's only going to a specific age group or to a specific country. Obviously, the traditional methods have always been there. A closed group is one of the easiest ways to really restrict your content to a specific group of people. Just invite people to a group and make sure you restrict access to the group. You can also make friends-only Facebook streams. So when you're using Switcher and you set up a live event, you can set the access to friends-only. And the most basic one is you can set up so an event's only viewable to you. You can say, only I can view this video. And right now that's a default destination, or it's not a default, but it's one of the easy options to choose. If you're trying to do a test stream, and it'll just set up a private test stream when you try to go to Facebook using the Switcher Studio application. So just those different places, that's within Facebook and Microsoft Stream for just a few examples. You have a couple others?
Hey, before we get into the YouTube, a comment or a question from the comments. I'm not sure about the Microsoft streaming, but they're asking, can it be a pay-per-view? I think it's just for groups, right? Like
Microsoft streaming?
Yeah, Microsoft, you can't do like a pay-per-view, correct?
I don't want to say I'm the best person to answer this, but I'll say this. Microsoft Stream is really great for your organization. If you have members of an organization who all have the same email domain, then you can reach out to all the people that are part of your organization. So if you're using Office 365 and you've got a lot of members that are part of your organization that are also there, Stream is one of the applications that are available to use. And traditionally, it's just been video content available to consume, but now there's a live streaming aspect to it where you can put video and stream it in live from an external encoder. And Switcher Studio is one of those partners now that you can send content into your Microsoft Stream account so that everybody in your organization can view the content and have access to it. So it's not specifically like a pay-per-view option, but you limit the access of the people within your organization that need to see the video. And there's a really easy checkbox at the top of every one of them that just says, allow everyone in the organization to view this. So it's definitely worth looking into if you have Microsoft Stream already.
Ernesto,
check it
shout out to Ernesto, who put in the comments, since Microsoft Stream is limited to users within an organization, it may not be the best solution for pay-per-view. So yeah.
Well, thanks, Ernesto, for
check out our other
Bravo.
one of our other
Stick around
partners,
for me.
Boxcast, or some of the other ones. So yeah, that's actually, I'm going to touch base on those a little bit later. But before we do that, let's talk about the other kind of generic one. And well, I don't want to say generic, but the more
popular
one, that's YouTube. And Angela's got a bunch of information on that.
Yeah, so YouTube, there's a lot of ways to control access to your live videos as well. And also, these will work for uploaded videos if you guys do like a re-upload after streaming on Facebook or Microsoft or something like that. So with YouTube, the default, for setting for any kind of live video is public, which means anyone who goes to your channel can see that video. Anyone who's a subscriber is going to get that notification saying that you were live. People who've opted in for real-time notifications will actually get an alert that pops up on their phone that says, hey, check it out, this person's live right now. But when you do want to do a stream that is restricted, whether it's only a certain group should see it, only a certain age should see it. If you do have something, let's say like a company where you have people paying for a membership and you just want those members to see it, there's a few ways to do that on YouTube to, limit and make sure not everyone's watching. So the first way is to choose the unlisted setting. So this is available to any live video you create and any video you upload. What you do is you click on unlisted. That means no one can search for the video. If they go to your channel, they can't find the video, but anyone who has the link to the video can watch it. So this way you're actually just giving that link out to the people who should see it. They can click on it, watch it, they can rewatch it later. They have access to that video permanently. Now, the upside to doing an unlisted live stream is that there's no limit to how many people can do it. Whether you need 3 people to see it or whether you need 300, they can all see that link. But the downside is it's really easy to share a link. It is. So you do have to wonder, is someone going to share this link with their friends? Are people going to be watching this that are still outside of that range you want? So it is easier to share with people, but in the same respect, it's easy to share with people that you don't know are receiving the video. So the other option, which is a lot more foolproof, is the private video setting. And again, this is available for both live streams on YouTube as well as uploaded videos. What happens with a private video is you restrict it so that only certain channels can see this broadcast. So they'll get the notification that you're live. They can see the video on your channel. They can go back and rewatch it, comment anything they want. But you've got to actually type in their YouTube channel name in order for them to see the video. Now, there is a limitation of this. It used to be you could only have 25 users. In recent years, YouTube has upped it to 50. So you've got 50 people tops that are going to be able to be added to this. And the other downside is people have to have an actual YouTube account, not even a Google account, but a YouTube channel account, whether or not they upload videos or not. So then you get to deal with, maybe trying to help people create a YouTube account, know how to work the settings. So there is a downside to that as well. But for smaller organizations, especially maybe more tech savvy or, somewhere where someone can help someone set up a YouTube channel if needed, it is a great option where, no one's going to see that video unless you want them to see it. So definitely with YouTube, keep in mind the unlisted and private functions, and that's going to help you control who has access to your live videos.
There's pros and cons to all of them. But yeah, that's a pretty awesome rundown. Dan, you've got some. I've got the Wild West.
I've got the everything else. So a CDN, where I'm just talking about other paid CDNs. So like Facebook and YouTube are both also CDNs. A CDN is a content delivery network. So it's pretty much that video player that you're watching your video from. And as Ernesto pointed out in the comments, one of those is Boxcast. That's an option. Another one we've used a lot is Streaming Video Provider. I think Wowza would be another one. There's a whole bunch of them out there. So you're going to have to find out what's going to work best for you. And what are the benefits of these? So I actually made some lists, and let me put this up here. It's probably, going to cover up my face perfectly. But yeah, so the pros are you can get these things very secure. There's a lot of different options and features with them. When I say secure, you can domain lock your video, so it only shows up on like your website. You can do things like password protect the video. You can set up paywalls with a lot of these. And again, each different service is going to have different abilities or things that you can do. So you'll have to do your homework and find out which one works best for you. So yeah, there's a lot of those. And like we said, on the other ones, there's pros and cons to each. Well, there's some cons to these as well. With all those extra features, they can take a little bit longer to set up. So that time to set up and that learning curve is a little more steep. Of course, it is going to be an additional cost, and a lot of these pay by how many viewers you have and how many views your videos get. So the more popular those videos are, the more you're going to have to pay to keep those up and host those. And I have this last one down there, the no notifications. So when you go live on somewhere like Facebook, if it is in that private group or something like that, people are still going to get that notification that you're live, and you're not going to be able to get that with this. But you can get your videos on your own website. You can post it in like a YouTube or Facebook link or something like that, but you're not going to be able to go directly live with those. So I don't think we have a blog post on this right now. I think that's about it, right? Nothing else you guys want to add for those?
Yeah, that's about it. That's
so I don't think we have a blog post on this topic right now, but that's something we'll probably get up pretty soon. But yeah, Jimmy, could you want to let people know how they can get to that blog?
Yeah, if you just go to our website, and we've got plenty more content just like this, just go to switcherstudio.com/blog, and you can see all this cool stuff.
Wait, what was that? What was the website?
So you want to go, you just go to our normal website. You just go to switcherstudio.com, and then you put a /blog. So just make sure you put a /blog. .com/blog.
Okay, wait. I think you made a
I made a graphic
right?
for this. Can you just put the graphic up there? So,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, just follow it. So you want a website and then / and then blog. Yeah, right there, just like that. switcherstudio.com/blog. So yeah, if you want to get more stuff like that, you can go there. That's the first time Angela's seen that graphic.
Jimmy was very proud of it.
Yeah. So.
Alrighty. So that's it for our live video strategy.
Using it up.
Our next little piece here is going to be our switch it up that we like to do, and I think we've been kind of showing off a couple different rigs. And right up here next, we have Jimmy's super special one camera awesome setup.
Switch it up. What did that say? All right, anyhow. So to switch it up, in this part of the show, we always like to just literally switch it up. We try to do something different every time, and occasionally, what we end up doing is, you don't want me to do the Jammin' Jimmy dance right now, right? Okay, so what we do is we'll go through like a rig rundown or just one possible setup that you can use with Switcher Studio. We're a big fan of single camera rigs and ways for you to set up and do a live stream with just one device. So I've got with me today the almost exact items that I used recently to do a live stream for someone for their boutique. We're not going to show their whole video today because we didn't ask them about it, but we're just going to go through the things that I used to make it possible. So one of the first things I had was this tabletop tripod, which I'm not actually going to use as a tabletop tripod for this, but we'll see why in a second.
Hey Jimmy, right before you get really far into this, I'm just going to comment. Some people saying the video froze. It's still playing back here for us, so if you're just hearing audio or something, refresh the page and it'll come back. I feel like Facebook's been loading really slow today for some reason.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you're still watching, we're still here.
We're still here. It's still going. I see a lot of people still saying hey and hi. So yeah, we're still rocking and rolling.
We are here. We're going to keep going no matter what. But yeah, so here's the things that I'm going to use to put this together. I've got a tabletop tripod. I've got just a generic camera or a phone clip that came from like Amazon or something like that. This is just a really regular, simple one. I've also got this device here, this little piece of rig. It's like a mini ball head swivel adapter. And what's cool about this one is it doesn't just go around the top. It has a little notch cut out of the side so that you can actually make it go completely 90 degrees and it will point off to the side. So we'll see how I'm doing that in a second. I've got my ancient iPhone 5S that still runs even after having fallen off of a roller coaster recently and had to get it mailed back to me, and it's totally fine, like turns on and everything. So we're going to use that. And then I've got this cool microphone from Shure. This is their MV88. It comes in this awesome case. that makes it super portable. And so we're going to use that with all these things, and we're going to put this one camera rig together. So I always like to say, the rig is one thing, but what's most important when you're doing a one camera show is really preparation. Before you go live, just take about 10 minutes, 30 minutes, and put together a bunch of graphics. Dan, I don't know if you can zoom in on this, but I spent a long time just kind of researching the different graphics and possibilities that I could make for them. I made a bunch of different social handles using the social templates that are built into Switcher Studio Pro when you download the application. And I made a bunch of graphics. And by having these ready to go, I'm not fumbling with the application while I'm trying to go live. I've already got these made, and I've already got some logos that are ready to go. I've already got some lower thirds. I've got everything ready, and I know that while I'm going live, all I have to do is tap any of those, and I can put them on the screen. I don't have to add extra stuff. So that's the first thing. Just go ahead and be prepared if you're going to use one camera, because you can't really fumble around a lot if that's the camera. You got to keep it pretty still. So that's number one. Make sure that you've got all your assets prepared. So here's how we're going to put this together. I'm going to take this 90-degree adapter, this swivel adapter. I'm going to attach that to this tabletop stand. And they both just have the regular camera threads on them. They're called 1/4-20 threads. And I just tighten that down. So now I've got this tabletop stand, and it's got a adapter coming off of the side. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my camera clamp or my phone rig here. I'm going to tighten that onto this. Or no, I don't want to go that way. I want to go not into the back of it. I want to go into the bottom of it.
It would have worked.
It would have worked. I could have done this one of a couple ways. So yeah, through the magic of television, that's fixed now. Okay, so now I've got this rig set up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so my left hand is holding the device. So I'm going to hold with my left hand like this. And now I've got a place for a camera to go off here to the side. So now I'm going to take, for this specific microphone, I don't need a case on. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my device and put it into the clip here. And already, I'm pretty much set to go right now like this. But just with this stand, I can kind of put it at an angle. I can get something that's really comfortable. And then in this case, I'm going to use this microphone, which is the Shure MV88. And this fits right on the bottom. And all right, so now I've got a nice handheld rig with one camera. I've got a special microphone on it that's made for iOS devices, and it really does have a better sound. It's got stereo audio to it, and there's a whole application where you can really dial in the sound. It also has a built-in limiter and compressor in the hardware of the microphone, so if you go set it up on using the application that comes from Shure, when you plug it into Switcher, this microphone has built-in limiter and compression, so it's automatically going to increase the quality of your audio and help you get better capture. But just with this rig, I've got one camera set up, I've got a microphone on the bottom, I've got a free hand off to the side so that I can cue up different lower thirds. I know you all can't see these right now, but having this ability, and also if I go into the control settings, I can turn on stabilization if I want, and I can really get a nice stabilized rig. I've got a free hand over here to cue up graphics and different things, and I can still walk around while having the audio come out of the side here. And if I really wanted to still, I could take this rig, and if I loosen it up, I can still operate it this way as well and still have the ability to run Switcher on it. So yeah, there's a nice one camera rig using just a couple little pieces. Maybe we'll find a way to get these links to some of this stuff in the comments section. But
I think this is another good blog post we need to put.
Yeah, we're tons of blogs. And how do we get to the blog again, Dan? Do you remember the website to get to the blog?
You mean?
I know you go to the Switcher Studio and then you /blog. So you do, right?
Oh man.
That's how you get to it. So maybe there'll be some more information on how to do these things in the blog.
Hey, good question here from
Questions
Tim.
are good.
Says, will that mic work as well as a shotgun mic or something similar?
This mic is not a shotgun mic, but this mic has multiple capsules in it, and that just means that there's actually more than one microphone inside of this, so it operates in stereo mode. There's a whole application that comes from Shure, and I think it's called Shure Motive Plus, maybe, Motive Plus. And when you open the application, you can dial in the microphone. So you can choose to have a cardioid pickup pattern, which is directional but not shotgun. You can choose an XY pattern that actually allows you to dial in how narrow you want the pickup to be. And there's also a setting called bidirectional where, here I'll take the cover off of this. It may be difficult to see, but if you look at this microphone.
Let me zoom in on this for you.
If you look at this microphone, it has two sides to it. So there's, wait, I got
Other way,
over here.
there we go.
So there's one side there, and then there's another one here. And what they've done is they've allowed you to twist this piece 90 degrees. And one of the settings is a bidirectional setting. So if you put it in bidirectional, I'm going to zoom back out. What I could do is I could do a sort of interview with Angela potentially where I can talk into this side of the microphone and it'll pick up on the other side as well. So it won't pick up anything this way or this way, but it'll pick up that way and this way. So it's definitely worth checking out. This is the Shure MV88. It's definitely going to give you better audio quality than just what's built into the iOS device that you're using because it has the ability to really cater the sound and where the pickup is. If you want to do a stream that's in stereo, this is a really good way to get some good stereo audio into an iOS device. It is a little bit difficult to use with a gimbal because you have to plug this into the Lightning adapter. But I think some people are finding clever ways to get this out of the way or get it into the Lightning adapter. So I'm personally looking for some of those ways right now too. So hopefully I'll be able to report to you how you can possibly use this microphone with a gimbal stabilizer like a DJI Osmo. But yeah, just a simple one-handed rig with a nice audio. And with this swivel adapter on top, you can still use the vertical mode, the vertical interface with switcher. So this is definitely something I would recommend if you're looking into it. This is a Manfrotto tabletop stand, a generic 90-degree swivel adapter, and a generic camera holder. All in all, I'd say this is maybe, without the microphone, this is like $20 worth of rig, possibly. How much? Aren't these like $8 tripod? Do you remember how much they are?
I think they're a little more expensive.
$14.99,
yeah,
something like that? Yeah. So $14 for this piece. It's really inexpensive. So this is one great way to free a hand up. And you can do a whole Switcher Studio production with one camera. But remember, prepare your assets first. That's the most important piece.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. But, we share a lot of tips like this in the user group. A lot of you guys share tips like this in the user group. So I think what I'm trying to say is that you guys out there should all join the user group. So if you guys don't know, we have an online community called Switcher Studio Enthusiasts on Facebook. There's a few ways to get there. You can search Switcher Studio Enthusiasts. If you're watching this on our Facebook page right now on a computer, there's a menu on the left-hand side. Just click on Groups and that'll take you there. Or if you're already a Switcher Studio user, just log into your dashboard by going to switcherstudio.com, and there's actually a button on that homepage that says Join the Online Community. So any of those will work. You request to join the group. There's a short survey to fill out that just tells us more about how you're either using Switcher or how you plan to use Switcher, and then you have full access to the group. We've got about 3,000 members. I think we're right under 3,000 right now. It's extremely active. All of us are in there to help you out as well. But it's a great place for people to share tips and tricks like, the one camera rig that Jimmy just did. A lot of people will share footage of different videos they've made with Switcher Studio with descriptions of what equipment they used and what went into the project. And also people will ask if there's a way to do a certain thing. And a lot of users are more than happy to jump in and say, hey, I did something similar. Here's an example and what I did.
Yeah, and speaking of people helping each other or just learning how to use Switcher in that user group, I do see some questions in here, like someone's asking what sound system we're using right now. The quick answer is a full audio mixer. We have 3 mics running into it and then running it all into an iRig. We don't like to go into like the super duper specifics of all that stuff here, but in that user group, Angela and I, in about an hour and a half, so at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, that's
about 90 minutes away.
Yeah, about 90 minutes away. The 2 of us will be live and we'll be going through a webinar of how to set up and do everything you need to do in Switcher Studio. We'll show you the basic one camera setup. We'll show you a bunch of the other features that Switcher has. And then, of course, if you have any questions along the way, we'll answer all of those. So definitely check that out.
Join the group.
Yeah, join it.
Watch the webinar.
And all right, I guess the last bit of information we like to do on these shows, and that's something a lot of times we get out of that user group as well, is feature one of our users in a cool video. And I know football season and sports are starting up, right? It's
American football.
American football.
That is.
The World Cup's over. It's
Yeah.
time for American football to come back. And our friends over at WeStream, I think Kevin and Brandon are both posting or said hey in the comments. But they just did an awesome stream, and Angel's got all the information.
They've got a
about
different
that.
type of football. They've got Canadian football.
Yeah, they do. So we stream. If you guys are in that user group, both Kevin and Brandon are extremely active. They're extremely helpful, and they create a lot of very good videos for their company, WeStream. So we want to show you guys a video today that they shot this past Sunday. It was the Ontario Provincial Football League Championship. So this was between the teams Beckwith and North Bay. And they did a full live stream of this championship game live from the Tim Hortons field. So this video is amazing. We've got some clips of it that we can go ahead and show you guys.
It's loading right now. So
Now
if you got
loading.
the stats, we'll get that up here in a second.
So, you know, Kevin let us know a couple of things they did to get such a high quality video that we can share with you guys. So for the networking, because we know it can be difficult to do networking for outdoor events, they were using a Netgear Nighthawk AC3200 router. I wanted to share that with you guys because I know a lot of you are wondering what are some of the best routers to use. So again, that was the Netgear Nighthawk AC3200. They positioned it in midfield, 20 rows up in the bleachers.
So yeah, this is, you can see they've got the nice scoreboard up there. The video is much higher quality than you're seeing here. I think Facebook is, like I said, loading a little bit lower. There it goes. But yeah, all really cool stuff.
Yeah, nice
awesome
stabilized camera
networking.
rig right there.
I liked how they're using the lenses on their cameras and everything. So all in all, just a great production and stuff done by WeStream.
Yeah,
Good
definitely.
times.
You know, if you're wondering what can be done with Switcher Studio, definitely check out WeStream's videos. That's WEESTREEM, so lots of E's in their name. But definitely check out their videos. They do all kinds of different events, and that's just a great example of what can be done with a Switcher Studio setup.
Yeah, and I shared that that link in the comments here. So if you want to check it out and see what they've done, please go ahead and watch that. If you're thinking about doing some sports yourself and you have a big stadium and an open air, these guys are doing it right, and that's the way to do it.
And
so,
put hashtag Maybe Switcher on it so we can put you all on the show next time.
Yeah. All right, I think that's the time. You know what? Just in case for those people who are watching live, Angel, could you just hit on a few of those big points on the WeStream stuff one more time?
Yeah. So what they had, again, this was you know, just a footage of a championship Canadian football game from this past Sunday. So they were using the Netgear Nighthawk AC3200 router. It was at midfield, 20 rows up, so that way it had room to send the signal out. They were using an iPad 2 with a 3.5 millimeter zoom lens as their main switching device. They also had 6 other iOS cameras that were just positioned in different areas across the field. And when I was speaking with Kevin, he did say it was a hot day, so to protect against the heat, they had a 10x10 tent that they used and put their main switching device inside that iPad Air 2, and that helped to protect against the heat. And they also wanted to make sure their router was okay, so they used just a clamp-on articulating umbrella that they positioned over the router, and that kept the router from overheating as well. They also had 3 mics for their audio. 2 were handheld for the announcers. 1 was a shotgun mic that was positioned in the field for field audio, and they had all 3 mics running through a Zoom H6 mixer.
All that production just with iPhones and iPads. It's awesome. That's super great. Man.
All right, well.
Not too complex, but they had a lot of stuff going on there to make that happen. That's awesome.
And I do think that is going to be all of the time we have for you all today. Thanks for tuning in.
That's our show. Thanks for watching
thanks
Stream
for watching,
Squad.
guys.
We will be here next week. If you want to continue seeing us, you should follow us on Facebook. It's really easy. Just click on follow, which is like right around here or something like that. Or if you tap on your device right now and there will be a pop-up menu and you just say, hey, follow. In fact, you can just do exactly what this video right here is telling you to do. Tap that, follow, and there you go. Now you're following us. So from all of us here at Stream Squad, thanks again for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, go ahead and subscribe. But if you're watching on YouTube, come over to Facebook on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be live here. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good one.
See you guys.
Take care.
Later.